everybody. Welcome back to a Friday afternoon. I'm Christopher Dahl. Thank you for joining us. And we've got Wes here, who's apparently going to be grilling some fish sandwiches. Awesome. Excellent. Only for a brief time. Yes, because fish goes quick on those grills. Hey, welcome aboard. Welcome back to the studio. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We are having a great time. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna paint this thing again, but I think we're gonna finish it up this time, actually. But hey, good times. As of course, you're welcome to like and subscribe if you like the stream. It helps out the channel. Thank you so much. And if you want to check out my work, I'm over at Christopher-Dahl.com for my main website and the Space Art Store, which is really great. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's kick off some music for the afternoon. As always, let me know if music is too loud, not loud enough, or if there's any other weird anomalies with my audio setup. We've been having some issues the last couple of weeks. I don't really know why. It's a little... I'm not gonna lie, it's annoying the piss out of me. I love it how I don't change anything for weeks, and then all of a sudden it starts acting up again. But it's looking good now. I've switched things around. I think I sound okay. Let me just pop in the old monitor here just to make sure that I'm my goofy voice is coming through. It is. All right. Very good. Very good. Turn that on up there. There we go. Alrighty. Turn that thing off. I don't like having the echo of my own voice in the background. It makes me talk weird because I'm not very good at that. So anyhow, stream's looking good. I'm watching it on the monitor here. All the numbers are looking happy. Fresh reboot, all that of the good stuff. Yeah, I don't know what to say. If my stream didn't have weird technical difficulties, it wouldn't be my live stream. Let's put it that way. Anyhow, yeah, welcome aboard. Listen, we've been working on this painting the last couple of times, and usually I finish a painting in one night. I'm taking this one a little differently. We've had 2 nights on this, or two afternoons on this. I think I'm gonna get it pretty close to the. As you can see, it is the Pillars of Creation in the round here, and I've got a really good start on this one. There's a touch of glare on here because it's pretty shiny. Last week when I painted it, when we were painting, I did a full. I kind of covered everything with a little bit of liquid and a little bit of linseed oil to give it kind of a... I wanted to go with the wet on wet painting for some of the effects that were in here. Things like, you know, beginning the glows in here, for instance, and touching up some of the other areas down here. Plus, it gives it kind of a nice... It's like putting a clear coat on, too, so it normalizes the appearance, mostly. Yeah, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick with this. I have some more details I want to get to better define the edges and the highlights. And of course, we've been waiting 3 long weeks to do the stars, which I thought I'd get to last week. I honestly thought I'd get to the stars last week, and we didn't. I apologize, but yeah, there's a couple of bright ones that are... Oh, let me get my thing on here. Hold on a second. There's a couple of particularly bright stars. And that's basically because this is a, you know, the image you see in the top left is, I think that's a Hubble image, if I'm not mistaken. Hubble Space Telescope image. So what you're getting are the diffract. Yeah, it has to be Hubble. It's got four major spikes. JWST has like, what, 84 spikes or something. I think it's got like 8 or something like that. I forget. It's got a real weird spike diffraction pattern. And that's usually the way you can tell if it's Hubble or JWST, aside from the colors themselves. But yeah. Anyway, boy, what a week. Let me prep some paint, because what I want to kind of get into here, there are some yellowish tones that I want to get in, and inside of these dark regions, and a little bit on the edge here. So we're going to work with a little bit of the yellows first. There's kind of a lot of it going on. And for this yellow, I think I'm gonna go with my with a base of raw sienna, but I also want a little more of a hot yellow. What would be a good one? Actually, this Azo yellow has kind of an orange tint to it. It's very transparent. But let's pull this on over here. I've got my trusty paint palette here, and I'll just put some down here. We'll call it good. I probably need some white. Where's my white? Ah, where did it go? Where's my white go? Titanium white. There it goes in my pack. Oh, I'm actually kind of getting low on this one. I might need some more titanium white. Anyhow, thank you everyone for joining this week. My gosh, May, the month of May for me has just been one kick in the nuts after the other. Let me tell you. Ah, crap. Hold tight. I'm not a fan of this May. The dismay of this May. Yes. Anyhow, thank you all for showing up. It means a lot to me, actually. Thank you. I know we don't really have a crowded house right now. It's possible everyone's onwards and upwards with their Memorial Day weekend plans. Actually, I completely forgot Memorial Day this year was this weekend. And my regrets, of course, go out to everybody who is attending Wonderfest this year without me. I promised I'd be there this year, and well, the funds just aren't there. Right now, I'm just happy to have power, internet, and phone. So, you know, on the Maslow hierarchy of needs tree, as much as my trip to Wonderfest is right up there, and kind of eating has its place too. Oh, but this is the wrong one. No, I wanted Indian yellow, not this one. It's a terrible name for that, Indian yellow. I don't really know where that comes from. Hang on a second. Oh, where did that thing go? You're hiding on here. Yeah. Ah, there we go. Indian yellow. Yeah, this is the one I was actually thinking of, not the Azo. Azo will come in handy as well, but this one's, I don't know if you can see it, but this has a very orange tone to it, which is really nice. It's a transparent one. Diarylide is the name of the pigment. Okay, anyway. It's a good pigment. It's a good color. All right. So, first thing I want to do, get out the, hey, my brushes that I was so happy about cleaning last week, yeah, worked out great. Oh, look at that. Frames keep dropping, or the total is going down, but I haven't dropped any yet. No drop frames. Okay, that's good. Anyway, let's go back to the old art view here. I'm gonna give a little bit of. I'm gonna do just a touch of this. Again, this is a mixture of linseed oil and straight up. Let me put this over here so I can you'll actually be able to hear me. This is a straight up linseed oil and liquid, and this will give me a nice base. And I don't want a lot of this. I just want enough to interact with the paint that I put down. So I'm going to put this in here just a little. There we go. Just a little coat. Just real thin. And if I need more of that, I can come back to it. I mixed up so much of it, but I really don't need that much. Anyhow. So yeah. I'm turning into a pro artist because I can fix my damn brushes. Okay, there we go. Okay. I need a smaller brush here. Here we go. I'm going to go with a little smaller brush this week. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to just pull this in a bit. Let's see if I can't. There we go. All right, we're gonna do that, and so we got a nice good view of it here. Hey, Andrew 81 Designs, excellent. Hey, thank you, I appreciate it. I'm sorry I haven't finished it. Honestly, I kind of feel bad about that. Usually I'm actually finishing these paintings, right, in one sitting. But hey, good to see you this week. Ah, it's really quiet this week. I'm freaking out, you guys. Guys and ladies. All right. Oh, you know what? I also need. Sorry about this, everybody. I need a touch of a blue. I don't. I don't want to bring these colors straight in, so I'm going to put a little bit of blue out here that I can work with. I got some ultramarine blue that'll do the trick. Don't be sorry. We're enjoying them. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It just feels weird, right? You know, you do things one way for so long, and kind of in the interest of changing it up. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're all along for the ride, because you know, it's important. But yeah, it's pretty quiet Friday. I'm noticing that's pretty interesting. Got a little bit of white in there. There we go. A little bit more of this. I'm just mixing up my color that I want off the image here. So there we go. Add a bit of that. Nice. You see, now I had one person, an expert in her field who runs a couple of galleries, and she's like, oh, never use the paint straight up. You always got to mix the color with something. So yeah, now I'm all like, you know, freaked out about that. Everyone's stuck in meetings. Yeah, right, exactly. I believe it. I totally believe it. So yeah, let's get some. Oh yeah, this is nice. What's cool about this is I do have a fairly transparent color here. So, this is kind of going to go on like a glaze, which is really fun. So yeah, not a lot of doesn't really need a lot. There we go. We're gonna get a little bit in there. And then what do I want? Kind of. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of glaze in some tones, color tones in here, just a little bit. And yeah, I'm going a little slower with this painting, particularly because I've done this painting before with you know, in kind of one sitting, right? And I don't think I've ever tackled this particular one you know, kind of full on like this. So overall this is a good thing. And then a little bit of and these are just little cloud chips, but there's a lot of color and tone to them. And what's nice is these warm colors that I'm using right now are going to work really, really well because I've got all these cool tones in the background. So what I'm doing is I'm getting the color in, and then I'm kind of trying to blend it with a soft, relatively clean brush. This is the same brush that I used for the liquid. There's going to be a little bit on there, but it's doing what I need it to. I don't need a lot here. Okay, then we have to have some right down here. This will make this read as a little bit hotter, if you will. Yeah, I believe everyone's stuck in meetings. course, my God, the way it is right now, it's kind of like, what are the meetings? Oh, who's going to get fired this week? Who's going to get laid off now? Oh my God. I laugh and I cry, right? It's really not right. I find myself getting frustrated on behalf of people that are having to put up with this. As much as I miss the salary. Oh, let me pull this back. Sorry. As much as I miss the salaries and other fun things that go along with being gainfully employed, I don't miss that raw, awful feeling you get when you're called into the office and it's like, nope, you're done. You're done. For, really no good reason, right? Ever. Well, sometimes. There are people that ask for it, and don't get me wrong, I've asked for it myself, believe me. I've had my fair share. But to hell with them. No, a little bit more. Just a bit. There's kind of a bit of a yellow tone in there. A little bit here. So we're gonna get some of that. Actually, that's kind of going over the whole thing. Oh wow, look, I actually pretty much used all the paint that I just mixed up. That's cool. Now, the nice thing about taking some extra time like this on a painting, we've managed to, since this whole thing has had a chance to dry a couple of times actually. Now we can kind of come in with some really fun effects with the oils, really take advantage of what the oils have to offer in terms of transparency and all of that. Anyway, yeah. A little more transparency is necessary, right? Sorry, I just had to mix up a little bit more of my orangish paint. There's also some really nice kind of almost cranberry colors in here. I want to make sure cranberry almost in the magentas. Hey, Chris, sounds like you got a bad attitude. Just well enough for me. There we go. Yeah, that's looking better. That is great. In my trying to gather some steam this week that was lacking, went back and watched some old-time Star Trek, the original. Because that's important. Every now and then you just gotta get in and wait, get in there. Okay. And maybe just a little bit down in here. There's a little bit going on that I need to brighten up. So let's go aggressive. There we go. Okay. I actually think this might be one of the finest of these I've done yet. At least of the pillars, anyway. The pillars! You have We're getting there. Okay. I also need a little bit of a magenta. I'll put that out now. Oh, too much. Okay. I think I even have a little bit of medium. I want that as well. So yeah, sorry, taking a second here. I'm getting more colors out. Let me find my. Oh, I was using a alizarin crimson, but I want a hotter. I still need a little bit better setup with paint, but almost there. Oh, I might cut that out. Bum, bada, bum, bum, bum. Aha! There we go. We've got radiant magenta. Radiant magenta. I want that as well. F. Oh, do you have painted art other than space and sci-fi? Yes, yes. I absolutely. Thank you. Sorry about that. Missed the question. In fact, I just finished a really nice sunset, Hawaiian sunset, and I'm painting another one. It was commissioned this last year. Let me pull this back up. I don't have it out here, unfortunately, right now. It's getting delivered next weekend. I'm going to be posting some photos of it shortly, but I also have this piece over here on the, let me see if I can move my head. I also have this piece over here, which I also have posted in the store, and I've done, I don't think it's actually in my gallery online yet, but it's on my social media, so like, you know, Instagram and so forth. Actually, it's in my Space Art store. It's pretty much under the originals if you want to take a closer look at that one. So yeah, I do things other than space and sci-fi. In fact, I actually a lot of the things that happen with nebulae in the plural are actually, you know, they're derived from the patterns you would paint if you were doing clouds, storms, you know, sunsets. Yeah, space art with cats. Hey, Nanu, how you doing? How you doing today? Hey, that reminds me, we had a nice visit by Nanu. That was really cool. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah. I haven't done my Pacific Coast lighthouses in a while, and I want to do more of those. Yeah. So there will be more than just the space. I've kind of just made the, you know, sort of name with the space stuff, and I feel like that's kind of a thing I'd like to continue, if you will, for a while. But I do enjoy the other subjects as well. I don't do a lot with people yet. He says yet. And not for any particular reason. It's just, I like painting other things, right? Oh, the wife will be home soon. Okay, right. Be careful. Tell her we said hi, honestly. And thank you again for dropping in, Nanu. That was a lot we had a lot of fun. It's always fun showing people the place and meeting all the cats. Yeah. I actually just shot a whole video this week, coffee with cats, right? Damn, this one's getting hard to pull out. Coffee with cats. Coming soon to my YouTube channel. We do. We still have we have 20 cats still in the house. So yes, which is all. It's not because we're crazy cat collectors. I mean, that's apparently we are, but that's separate from the matter. No, our area was overflowing with kitties. So we had to do the best we could to make things right for them. So yeah, I really should paint some cats. But you know, portraits, people, that kind of thing. There are a couple that I kind of want to do, you know. Oh, it got warm in here. Hang on a second. Holy crap, it got warm. I'd like to do a really nice Mr. Spock, Leonard Nimoy as Mr. Spock. And for some reason, I feel very compelled to try to paint, of all people, David Bowie. I just think it would go well with the space art, given his, you know, sort of predilection for science fiction themes in much of his work. Yeah, so we're gonna. I know I haven't done it. My output has been low. The output's been pretty low, and that's unfortunate. That's a frustration point for me, and I'm working on it. Anyway, yeah. Okay, what I have now is a nice chromatic black that I want to use in some of these areas. So that's exactly what I wanted to do. Also, I'm gonna take a second and open a door or window. It jumped like 10 degrees. That's only two very cool portraits. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted, so for David Bowie, I want to do something really, what's the word I'm looking for? Something abstract, something with a lot of energy. I have some sketches I started, but I don't know where they are. Hang tight, folks. I gotta go open the door and window here. It just got too hot. Ba-ba-da-ba. I should have done that before the live stream. Especially David Bowie. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that idea too. It's pretty funny. It was actually cold before I started the live stream, but I shut the windows in here. I like to air the basement out. I don't like sitting in the dead air of a basement. So it got cold. Shut everything down. Started the stream. Now it's really hot. Go figure. We'll get there. All right. Where was I? Yeah. There's a couple of little dudes in here that need some details. So. So yeah, those will be the kind of painting that I might do on the live stream. And just like this one, even if it takes a couple of weeks, right? It might be the sort of thing I tackle. We'll see. But for sure, some more landscape, right? Definitely some more landscape. Okay, this one is like a little thing out here. I have to. I like this. It's actually not black that I'm using, but it reads as very, very dark. So yeah. And we'll actually, let me zoom in a bit more on this so we be it. Move it over there that way. There we go. You can kind of see sort of what I'm. My head in the way. I wasn't going to go to the dark like this. The dark side. I wasn't going to go to the dark side quite this soon, but I'm liking it, right? Sorry about that. I need to pull a microphone up. Where is everyone? I know, right, Wes? Exactly. I mean, the weather here is really nice, hence the grilling. Congratulations. Well, we finally got a little more rain here, but you know, we're just gonna go with it. So yeah, it's a little quiet this week. I was mentioning earlier, you might have been grilling. There's you know, with it being the Memorial Weekend, it's possible we've lost some folks on trips, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But really, people, you got to check your priorities here, right? Come on. Isn't that rude? That'd be terrible if that's the way I was really like that. Okay. We've got some real darks in here that I need to bring back, and I think that's going to just help overall. So yeah. Okay. I need my other brush kind of thing. It's a little quieter, but that's all right. You know, we're all gonna have it. It's gonna be fun. Okay. This side's definitely more defined. There we go. Yeah, everyone's on the road to some overcrowded, overpriced tourist trap. Yep. Oh, now you mentioned the grill, Wes. Might just have to be the weekend for that. Right? There's a lot of detail in here that isn't actually black, so I kind of want to be careful going too far with it. But there are some like black, darker elements down here that I do want to next. Not me, Wes, you're at work. Haha, you're trapped. Well, at least we know where the cool people are, right? They're here on the light. I would be one of the cool kids too. I would be one of the cool kids too. My card. There we go. Yeah. Have a little bit. Now again, I'm just trying to kind of get the darker bits here. I gotta lighten this up with some brown. And actually, here, let's get. There we go. Oh, sorry, I'm working on stuff that you can't see. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting to do that. Wes says, I wish I had to be. Oh, it's a glorious day out. See, you don't really wish forever. Not today. You really don't. I can't remember what. Oh, I think I was talking to my daughter. You know that this week, last week maybe, and it was. I was lamenting the fact that there's there are these times in your life that you find yourself unemployed and you have all this time, yet your brain is so frazzled you don't have time to enjoy the time, right? Because you're just sort of like going, what am I gonna do now? I think that's one of the cruelest anomalies of life. There we go. We're gonna do a little bit of that. Very strange shape for that, but I'm not gonna lose any sleep. Whoa, sorry, hit the microphone. Haha, hit there. Right. Haha. Okay, and with my more brown, here. I lighten the color up a little bit so it's not completely black right now. 30 years of go, 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 and then I'm nothing. 6 months, it's hard to reset and be creative on your own again. It really is. No, I agree, Wes, and it's cruel, really. I mean, when I think about the number of times I was in between jobs, before I decided to just bail out of the tech world altogether, there were so many times where I was like, I probably could have just spent 6 months just painting, right? And doing nothing but that. Did I? No. No, I spent 6 months worrying about what other shit job I was going to get next. And, what sort of a waste of life is that, right? I'm growing very bitter and angry at the way companies treat people, and it may be in a not healthy way, but fortunately for me, I'm relatively immune. But yeah, I think in general, companies are inherently shitty by design, and probably need to be eradicated, or at least dealt with harshly. I think that's gone on way too long. But I know, space art, right? We don't want to belabor that horse shit. Sorry, it's not horse shit. It affects people's lives. It really isn't horse shit. It's be devastating. Galloping around the cosmos is a game for the young, Doctor. Favorite quote. I actually didn't watch The Wrath of Khan, but that one isn't far from my mind, right? That little quote there. Chris, companies are treating people absolutely awfully. I agree. Not unjustifiably angry. Thank you. Neither are you. There, to a certain degree, it's on the companies, but it's also on the community of people who are just like, I'm gonna go work in the tech, game, movie field. Well, okay, I take that back. Movie special effects were unionized, right? I don't recall if you were part of a union or not, Wes. I think you are, though. But like in the tech field, you're just kind of fucked. You're just, They've completely, the community of workers in the tech field has absolutely abdicated all power, and they just kind of basically live day to day hoping that the company will love them. That's literally everyone from sea level on down, even though the sea levels are often the reason for many of the issues. Sorry, space art. Space art, not fucking, yeah. Oh, no, VFX are not unionized. That's right. Where are you? But not live action. I forgot about that. Thank you, Wes. Isn't that crazy? But yeah. In fact, I believe, based on my own observations at Microsoft, that there's a certain level of managers who are coached. Like after you reach a certain level, I believe they have anti-union coaching. And the reason I say this is the very few times that I remember just talking about a union in general, not like I need a union for Microsoft, but if you were casually like we are right now, just talking about unions, you will get intercepted by somebody in management, and they will basically squash you. And I remember one time this happened. Actually, this happened to me twice, and I'm like, I was talking about a fucking movie. Shut up. I was talking a movie that was about unions. You know, it'd be like if I'd just seen Norma Ray with Sally Field, and you were talking about it with some friends, and they're like, no, you didn't. You know, it's crazy. So the tech field is definitely ripe for it. Oh, that's totally illegal. Oh, yeah, totally. Well, they couch it in, oh, it's just friendly conversation, right? And it never occurred to me to like go up and say, I don't think that's right. You know, it's kind of like, I think you're all full of shit, which is what I really should have said. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to be ranty today, but you know, it's a low chat. I'm going to be ranty. Oh, it's on YouTube. It'll be there forever. Yeah, okay, whatever. Oh no, I might get fired. I might get fired, right? Oh yeah, that's right. Anyway. But it is actually really funny when you're kind of prepared for it, and you go ahead and bring up unions or something and wait for the jerk boss to drop in and to be like, yep, there he is again, just like clockwork. Yeah. And then you can just kind of go, well, what you doing? John, I have no need for a union. If I didn't like my job or what they want, it's up to me to change. Yeah, well, hey, John, guess what? How many times have you been fucked with a layoff? Probably more than once, haven't you? Yeah. See, that's it. We don't need a union. We're tech workers, and we're rich. And we're fine. We'll just take care of it ourselves, right? Yep, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Nah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You'll all be a-okay. Just let the companies take care of you. Never laid off? Ah, John. See, you're missing out on the best part of working in tech, right? I guess the reality of it is it's never based on your skill, John. Getting laid off has nothing to do with your skill, has nothing to do with your motivation. None of that. It's wrong place, wrong time. Luck has a lot to do with it. Sure, yeah, I've been a performance issue and deserve getting shown the door. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, hey, you're so good, we're going to give you a $6,000 bonus this year. That's right. You did so well this year that we consider you one of the star employees on our team. You've been with us for 10, 12 years. You get 5,000 extra dollars on your bonus. It's called the Gold Star Award that they used to have at Microsoft. And then the very next month, you're being pipped because all of a sudden you're considered underperforming. Yeah. Gotcha. That's happened more than once. I don't know. I've been in tech since 2002. When I didn't like the job, I quit. John, you're not living the average existence there, pal. That is actually quite unusual. Whoop, wrong color. You, to a certain degree, are an anomaly, sir. And I would consider myself very fortunate to be able to say that you've been in the tech field since 2002 and never been laid off, especially after 2008 crash. You came in after the big 1998-99 crash. You're about ready to have another one, so good luck with that. There's a lot more that goes on to it other than being, I like my job and I'm not being a good performer. That's never, I mean, that happens, but not with what's going on now. Yeah, he literally got a raise at a 10,000 bonus. 1 month later, he was laid off after 18 years. So, John, should Wes have simply found a better job in a market that's saturated now and nobody's hiring because they're all laying people off? So some people manage to get away from it. Cool. If you've avoided it, like I said, consider yourself fortunate. Seriously. I got so unsurprised at layoffs that the last couple of times when it was like, you know, a big group layoff going on, I'd be the one sitting there in the meeting when they were telling me, we just hired people. Congratulations. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. John, look, people are getting hired. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. But in case you haven't noticed, people are being shown the door a lot right now, and there's going to be a lot more of them too. Anyway, what was I say? Yeah, the my favorite part was, you know, there you have the manager or the person who's responsible for announcing the layoffs sit you down, and you just know that's what's going to happen, and they're the ones that start crying first. And it's like, I like this person that's in front of me and who's absolutely destroyed because they have to give me the news. So I'm like, now I'm just confused because now I just have to, like, you know, try to help them through it. I'm like, and I'm the one going home. Yeah, that was exciting. Yeah. Okay, I'm mixing up some of my purples now. So I kind of want to come in here. I'm shifting from the oranges. I might do some more, but yeah, I kind of need this to be a little bit. It's too dark. Oh shit, too dark. Okay, I need something light. What can I do with light? I'm gonna add just a touch of this. There we go. But yeah, I would agree, John. You do not need a union. You have found yourself into a great position, and seriously, I'm not being glib here. I think, you know, consider yourself very fortunate that you've managed to navigate all of this without serious issues. I will tell you, though, as somebody who has been blindsided with layoffs in my life several times, it's not a good feeling. Yeah, maybe debate the pillars of job creation. Hey, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do here, Wes. I'm hoping somebody buys it so I don't have to go back and get a job. The pillars of job creation. Yeah, that was a good one. Not gonna lie, that was weird. Oh, that's what I needed. Okay, I need my brush, my swoopy brush here. But yeah. I just filled that thing in there I wanted, but I want this color. So there we go. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Come back into a little dark again because there's a dark blotchy right in here. No, but I'm sorry. Where I will disagree with you, John, and I love you, man. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I will disagree with you. I think the tech world absolutely needs a union. I think the game developers absolutely need a union. They've been getting killed for years, and no, really, I think someone's got to step up and punch these fucking companies right in the face and go, no, we're done with your bullshit. We're done. Yeah, I don't have any need for it anymore, and neither do you. Okay, let's get in and get some nice magentas going in here. I've got a little bit down in here, kind of up in there. And a little bit over this side. A little bit of magenta. But yeah, it'll never happen. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's ever going to happen. People are too dumb. I don't want to use that. Yeah, you do. You just don't know it. You've been tricked and lied to for so long. You don't even realize what kind of power you've given up in this situation. They'll figure it out. Hey, you want to find out how quickly you'll get your ass capped in a dark alley someplace? Start actively trying to start a union. Why I didn't even bother. I'm like, you know what? That's a one-way ticket to getting, anonymously assassinated by somebody in the middle of the night. Of course, talking about it while painting the pillars of job creation might also do the same thing. So, hey, we could be in for some fun, folks. Come at me, bitch. That's weird. I might be taking advantage of the situation that it's a pretty light crowd tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me. I didn't mean to be a ranting asshole. I apologize. Really. All right. And let's see. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of this over in this side. There's just these weird areas where you get some colors in here that aren't quite there. You watch that happen to Sony ImageWorks. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. They had a unionization vote. It failed just barely. 6 months later, the layoffs began. 3 years later, the entire studio had been outsourced to Canada. Yep. Yeah, they were close. They were really close. I remember that. But, having personally known somebody that committed suicide because of the bullshit they were facing at Microsoft, I guess I'm a little more emotional about it than most. So, leaving behind kids and a husband, that kind of thing. Yeah. And they treated it as, oh, she was just crazy. What? Fucking assholes. Around 2010. Yep. I was kind of watching it. I was like, oh, that'll be interesting. And then it wasn't. If you don't have some kind of collective bargaining behind you, you're basically just a pawn. And you could be you know, your life is forfeit to the whims of whoever's running the show that week. Okay, now I'm gonna get some brights in here. Oh, there's like this whole little thing in here comes right out, doesn't it? Yeah. I didn't quite get this. Oh, darn it. I need my black again. Yeah, that was a little leg that was missing, that little thing. Ah. You know what? Actually, darkening that up is probably just what I needed to do. Anyway, getting on to some more fun subjects. I just watched... What did I watch this week? Well, I love Stanley Kubrick. Who doesn't? I mean, I know a lot of people don't, but I did just sit back and watch 2001: A Space Odyssey again, and that made me feel better about life. I don't have the 4K Blu-ray, but I do have a damn good Blu-ray of it, and that was very, very cathartic. There we go. There's a lot of complexity going on up this side, and I don't really know if I'm handling it very well. Up on the top there's a lot of stuff in this. Let me see what happens if I tap a little bit of white up there. Yeah, we'll do that. There we go. Trying to brighten up some corners there. Not really working as well as I'd like, but we're getting there. Go. Trying to get in some fine details here. Let's crank this up. There we go. This is really just trying to get in some of the bright highlights. Off to boxing. Hey, congratulations. Enjoy boxing. And thank you for hanging out and listening to me rant. I appreciate it. I really am sorry, folks. I shouldn't do that. I should save that for the podcast. That's hopefully eventually coming up that I dropped the ball on this week. Sorry, Andrew. Have a good night. There we go. Remember to duck. Yes. Oh my gosh. You know, I don't remember why it came up, but I do recall that there was a yeah, this was funny actually. I caught a video of some guy that was acting up in a restaurant, and he thought he was going to get all like uppity with an employee, and the employee was clearly a boxer. And absolutely destroyed him. I think he knocked him out on the floor. It was just, you know, some fast food place, right? And then someone was getting unruly, as they're wont to do. This guy just like, you know, he dodged the first 4 swings. It gave him a combo. that just dropped him to the floor, and it was so satisfying. Chef's kiss. when when somebody shows up to cause trouble, and then it's just like, that backfired. One-way ticket to destination F. Sorry, I watch Ozzy Man reviews too much. All right, trying to brighten up something. This is actually a really big streak of stuff right here that comes right out on this side, and it's pretty bright. Try to brighten this up. I mean, honestly, if you're ever trying to paint this, you literally could spend an hour or a day doing just this, maybe a week. I don't feel like I'm really doing this justice, right? I kind of feel like I'm sort of just getting the closest I can. Oh, I don't want that to be yellow. I want that to be more. Da-da-da. I didn't see the one on the news last week, though. I didn't see that one. Oh, but that's hilarious. I love it. It's just funny. It just leaves me with a good feeling. Isn't that terrible? Deep down, I'm a bad person. Deep down, I'm just terrible. Whoop, wrong one. Wrong color, Mr. Doll. A little bit more up in there. There we go. How about a touch of blue while you're at it? Because there's a bit of blue in here. All right, a little bit of blue. Right. I think it looks really good. Thank you. I'm having fun, honestly. I am having a really good time, and it's been a joy. This whole painting has been, honestly, just a real joy. I like where it's going. Whoop. All right. He says, there was a thug in a Tesla that was road raging and attacking women on the highway around LA. He was convicted and got, 5 years? Oh, cool. But they let him off free. Send him in. A thug in a Tesla. Who would have known? No. It's really weird. Since we've moved here, I see literally no Teslas around here. It's pretty funny. There's literally no Teslas to be seen anywhere. Not for you, folks. Whoop. Kind of getting muddy. I'm not so fond of that. This actually kind of needs more of a different. Look at it here. But this time he got beaten nearly to death in prison. Oh. Imagine that. I'm guessing his people skills needed a little work. It sounds like it didn't really matter what he was caught in. At some point, this guy was going to end up in prison. Right? It kind of doesn't really matter what he did at this point. Okay, let's get in this bright bit of happiness in here, shall we? It's super bright, but I'm not going to be able to do that quite yet. There we go. Okay, a little right there. There must be a pretty serious star behind this because this is like one of the brightest spots. At least it is down here. And there's these tendrils, lights. There we go. Oh, I did it again. I have to back it back out so we can actually see what I'm going to do here. And a little bright patch right along here. Yeah, there we go. It's sort of, being delicate with oils is actually really soothing. Hey, but here's a fun one. We, our little town has a local hobby shop actually, and I gotta be honest with you. When they're open, Y Bridge Hobbies, they mainly focus on like trains. That's like their big jam, but they do maintain, model kits and RC stuff and. But it's really cool. It kind of reminds me of our Galaxy Hobby days. I do remember, it just kind of. I went in the other day. I was actually looking for some refresh supplies. Of all things, I ran out of Mr. Surfacer for my models, and they were carrying it. I was so happy to see that. Pretty cool. A little bit of Mr. Surfacer. Needed some more good CA. So yeah, that was fun. Oh, there's something more in here that I'm sure about. Okay. So I did. I actually visited, and it was a lot of fun. The hobby bench is getting its workout. I'm using this round brush because it's dry, and I haven't painted with it today to sort of help me burnish some of these in. Okay, I got to go brighter on this edge now, so I'm going to do that. Okay. And actually, this isn't entirely white that I'm using. There's a little bit of it's kind of grayed down a little bit. It's a little muddy. It's not 100% white. Definitely getting a lot of nice depth now. Thank you. These little bits where where you have a lot of like dark and then some bright next to it. That's of course the contrast. You must have contrast. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of got this shape wrong, but I'm just gonna go with it. I guess I can scratch it. I just wanna do the thing. I just wanna do the thing. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go far down here. Hey, Iridium, how you doing today? How's it going? We've got Wes on the grill for fish sandwiches today. Anybody else have major plans for your Memorial Day holiday? Anybody heading out? We're gonna probably stay here with cats, not to not to be too obvious. Doing good, awesome. You buy that Epiphone Les Paul that you posted? Oh, you posted that Les Paul. That's cool. The Epi. Or is that going to stay on the gift list? There we go. Yay! Krista's birthday is Sunday? Well, happy birthday upcoming, Krista! Awesome! Oh, very cool. Hey. I think that was from the Owasso, was it the guitar shop in Owasso, I think? If I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. Something like that. Or was it Okemos? I could be I'm trying to brighten this side up with some of the light that's on my brush. My first electric guitar was an Epiphone SG, and I kind of regret selling that guitar. It was decent for the price. It was a really nice guitar. Owasso, there we go. Hey, when I get up there, Brent, I want to go. when I get up there next. Probably gonna do a Michigan trip this summer, so I'll definitely reach out and say hi. I know you're down in Brighton, but that could be a fun trip. I don't have any funds to buy a guitar, but I had no qualms about the SG at all. I thought Epiphone did a nice job, and it looks like some of their recent Les Paul models are really looking really good. So, just trying to brighten some of this up. Oh yeah, this is actually brighter in here too. There we go. Yeah. I'm having fun with this. Here's a little. Oh yeah, that's what I should do. What guitar? You got one? Oh. I think he's got an Ovation, right? Oh, that's getting there. Oh, and then this appearance a little bit more. I know Wes and I are like, we want to hear about the guitar. Yeah. There we go. A little darker down in here. Yeah, you have an Ovation. I thought so. Yeah, I think you posted that in the Discord a while back. Yeah. I kind of, the other one I regret selling, we had a couple of really nice little, were they Washburns? Yeah, I think it was little Washburn guitars, little. One was a shorter, like a short guitar when the girls were younger, and the other was a full-size acoustic. And I actually really liked those guitars. They were very comfortable to play. The short neck Washburn was actually a lot of fun to play because it actually felt like the neck, you would, I think that the neck length was the same as like an electric, right? It was very cool. It was a lot of fun. Oh, a friend of yours owns that shop. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I didn't know that. I just put a Music City Bridge and locking nuts on my SG Special. Really helped the intonation a lot. Awesome. Very cool. I imagine it in my mind that having something like a guitar shop or a hobby shop would be really killer. I just think that would be a lot of fun. But I know it's having run a couple of retail shops. I know it's not easy, but it's just really cool. That's fun. SG Special. I forget what year's your SG Special, Wes. I can't recall. And is it the classic cherry, or did you go with a little different color? Maybe you sent me a photo. I just don't remember. Forgive me, as I'm just thinking here. We'll have to have, like, the Space Art Guitar Night, and everyone signs in on their different bits, and we'll all play something terrible. We'll just do 8675 Jenny over and over again for like 3 hours, right? Oh, it's the no stairway rule. Yeah, Brad, does your friend have a no stairway sign in his shop? Because he really needs one. I'm kidding. That always cracked me up. No stairway denied. He used to repair amps for them as a side gig. Oh, that's awesome. Beautiful rock machine. I bet. I enjoyed the SG form factor quite a bit, actually, and if this, I told myself if this sticks and I continue playing and I eventually have the funds, I will probably try to find another SG, because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent shape, and I know I like it. That's right, you both repair amps. I forgot about that. Yeah. That's cool. Okay, well, let me just I'm going to sit back and take a look here. I like where a lot of this is going. There's a very good chance. I had to pull it up. Let me just pull it up for you guys. There we go. I'll let you look at it straight on. So instead of at the angle, there we go. I think before I do too much finessing on this, I think I want to get some of the stars in. I think that's important. I know how light SGs are. My Les Paul weighs 9 pounds. And this That's tiring to play for a long time. Wes, my Agile comes in at nearly 11 pounds. It's like 10.8 pounds. Guitar Teach was the guitar tech for Grand Funk back in the day. Oh yeah, I think I remember you telling me that. I had one, like maybe one guitar teacher, but it was like back when I was in 4th grade. It was probably 1977 before Star Wars came out. Yeah, there's like no chambering in my like, you know, Agile Les Paul, but the thing is solid. Solid in a real way. I do feel like, even though I have kind of a Les Paul copy, whoa, they pulled out the stops. When I hear people complain about fit and finish issues on guitars, you know, things like the fret ends are sticking out so far they cut your fingers because they didn't bother, you know, rounding them off and sanding them and everything. I have literally none of that on this Agile. It's ridiculous, actually. And I kind of feel like I got away with murder by owning this thing. I mean, as an instrument, great piece of wood. Finish is great. It's a poly finish, but yeah. He and his wife owned Flint Guitar, then later moved to Owasso and started Owasso Guitar. I remember Flint Guitar, Iridium. She runs the store now. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Bum ba dum bum bum. Wait, did I miss it, Wes? What color's your SG? I can't recall. But yeah, I remember Flint Guitar. I went in there a few times, actually. The last time I was there, I wasn't really sure how much I wanted to get back into it, if at all. So there was a little bit of hesitation, and I don't think I bought from them. I think the Epiphone I was telling you about, I bought from Elderly Instruments over there in Lansing. No, that's really cool. That's super cool. Alrighty, folks, we are gonna get in and do some fun. Faded Cherry Red. Awesome. It looks almost orange. Oh, that's so cool. You know, I've never owned one of the major brand names. Well, Takamine, I guess. That's a Japanese guitar maker that makes pretty decent gear. I had a 12-string Takamine is the closest I've gotten. I've never owned a Fender. I've never owned a Gibson. Just copies. Okay, so I'm going to put in right here. Great. Okay. This is going to be weird. It's going to end up looking a little strange. There we go. Bruce and Rachel. Okay. I'll hear you this, I've got some strange colors going on, but that's okay. We're gonna. This is since this is I'm gonna do the stylized star that has a little bit of the a little bit of what you're seeing in the photo. Hang tight. I can't even believe we are already to the end of our playlist. Wes says, I've owned so many Fenders all the way back to the 80s, mostly Mexican made because they were inexpensive. You know, I almost pulled the trigger on a really nice, it was like a purple Strat that weirdly had humbuckers. It was really strange. Which would have not made sense for me to own it. But, I'm not kidding. I'm kind of weird. I probably should have. I I still think about that guitar. It was like a weird custom shop one of some kind that this one guitar place had. And, you know, I just probably should have pulled the trigger. J-Basses, Strats, Tellys. Now I have two custom shop Fenders, a 59 Strat, and a 1960 Sherwood Green P-Bass. Oh, that's super cool. My pal Andrew is big into Fenders. He just got his, I think, he just got a Les Paul custom that he put some money aside for, and I was very jealous. Mainly because it's 2 pounds lighter than my guitar. All right, we're getting there. Here, let me give you a closer close-up. There we go. I'm gonna pull this up here. All right. Now, let's see if I can work some Magico. There we go. How am I gonna do? Anyway, how am I gonna do this part? It's all going to pink. I don't think I'm able to get my white on this one. No! No! It's going to definitely need to be round. Okay. Too long. This might do it. Yeah. I think that's going to work out just nicely. Let's see about that. I'm going to try a trick here. Let's see if this works, right? Got a little idea. Supernova goes boom. Yeah, if I don't like how this works, I'm not sure if I wanted to. I didn't know if I wanted to go stylized with the stars like this or not. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear. What happens if I? They're at 45, so let's see if we can do this. Whoop. There we go. We'll do this. Oh, I really fudged that one. Come here. All right. I gotta fix it. The concept is there, but execution needed a little bit to be desired. Come here, you. You bastard. There we go. We'll make it work. These like, you know, big bullet stars might be a little bit more of an issue. Okay, let me pull it back out again. I might have to fix that one in post. I don't know. Let me get a couple more of these in though. I think I liked this color better. There we go. There's one. Actually, there's one like right up here. I'm gonna do the pink dots first. These are like the major stars, right? So these are like what I would call the hero stars, if you will. One up here. And then a smaller one. There we go. And then 3 up here that I think we'll still see in this view. Ooh, you like the diffraction spike. Thank you. I really want to do diffraction spikes on the big one, right? So, yeah. Oh, this is the big one. That's the big one. And then there's two right there. And then up here. And there's a big one just off here, like right over here. There we go. I'm not going to get all the major ones, but I'm going to get some that I know are going to like give me the most bang for the buck, right? So there's a couple down here. One here. I'm kind of just trying to go for the biggest. There's definitely one on this side. It probably is off the view, but I'm going to put it in anyway. And then 3 right here. Probably not exactly in that spot, but that's okay. And then one just off this. So for every one of these, I'm probably going to come in and I am absolutely going to come in and put a nice hot pour in it. Oh, hey, how about that Andor, by the way? I'm about halfway through it. No spoilers. I've been enjoying the crap out of that. Cool. At least it's giving us an idea of what we'll be looking at here. Okay, I'm gonna let those sit for just a second. Let me get this out. But there's a lot of little pink stars. There's pink and white star. Like every star has like a pink edge to it. Okay. Oh, I think Stephanie's home. Awesome. How fun. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. There we go. Okay. I need a thing here. Where's my when I say thing, I mean one of these. I'm gonna mix up a little bit of paint because I want to flick some damn stars. Is what I want to do. Where am I looking there? Okay, cool. Ooh, a little bit more of one. Go. I'm gonna mix up some paint here for a little star flicking. I need some more. Sorry, this is taking me just a second. I apologize, everybody. I'm trying to mix up my stars. Oh yeah. I know. And that kind of a day. I don't know if this is thin enough, but we're gonna try it anyway. All right. I know what I want with this. I'm gonna go with a flat brush. Okay, let's see if we can cause some star pattern. Let's do a little test. Whoop. Take that away for a second. I'm gonna do my test right up here. Let me see if I can't not thin enough. Okay, hang on. I need to thin it some more. Hold tight. Still too thick. Still too thick. I know, I'm not showing anything yet. Okay, we try this again. Well, that's messy. Okay. Or do you do it this way? Okay. Here we go, folks. The thing I haven't done for a couple of weeks. We are going to give this some stars. And I'm not going to do a ton. I just want a few. So I'm going to try in the top corner here. Needs to be a little more wet than that. Okay. Ah. It blew back in my eyes. Well, that was way too many, but that's okay. Whoa, what happened to this one? I didn't even notice that before. Oh boy, okay, woohoo! Sorry, folks. Ah! Couldn't get my damn towel. Okay. I'm just pulling all of those out. I'm gonna pull all of these out. Try that again. It's just not. I struggle with doing this with oils. I've never found a really good happy spot for how thin I can get it. Maybe I gotta try my different liquid. Okay, we'll do that. Okay. All right. Enough of that. That ain't working. I'm gonna just do that again. I've got a few in there, but it's not working exactly how I want it. So we'll just go in and do it the old-fashioned way, shall we? Yeah. Got a couple in here too. Couple down in here. Couple down here. I did get it. I got some real tiny stars out of it. Not exactly what I was looking for, but there are some real tiny ones down here. Ba ba da ba 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 ba. And then we'll make sure we get a few more out in space where they need to be. I'm digging it. I didn't realize how pink most of these stars actually were. Kind of cool. Oh, there's a little one out here. I forgot. Okay. And a couple more. Oh, cool. All right. Now, these ones in here I'm going to fix up, but I don't think I can do, since this is all wet paint, I'm going to have to let this sit up before I can get the bright, hot white bits in there on them. Oh yeah, I think that's where we're at right now. Not shabby overall. Give you the old, oh, I can't turn off the other side of it. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Here we go, folks. We've got the Pillars of Creation. I feel like I need to do a little more refinement on what's here, but I want to let this dry first. I think I'm going to call it for a Friday afternoon. And yeah, we'll here, let me just try. I'll try giving you the full view on my camera here. There we go. Oh yeah. Well, it's got a little different color tone than my other camera, right? But you get the idea. There we go. Yeah. What do we think, everybody? Reasonable facsimile of the Pillars of Creation. The color, actually, let me put it back over here. This is actually a more accurate color. I will be honest with you. I'm just going to turn the whole easel. There we go. This is pretty accurate to what I'm seeing based on what I'm viewing here on two different monitors. So this is really close. I'm going to do that. And then I'll pull it back just a bit more. There we go. Awesome. I could pull it out more. That'd be great. So there we go. Our Friday afternoon continuation of the Pillars of Creation. There we go. I'm actually very happy with where this is going. It's looking a little distorted because it's on a slight angle, right? You're seeing the squashed version. It needs to be more like. I can do it. Oh, I can't. Oh, there we go. A little bit. That's a little better. And then now glare. Go figure. All right, everybody. I'm going to call it. I hope you all have a great Memorial Weekend. I hope you didn't get too mad at me about ranting about unions and everything, but I appreciate you sticking around with me on a Friday afternoon. Thank you so much. Shout out to everyone. Hope you have a fine time. And we will be back again next week. And hopefully I'll actually drop a video this week. All right, everyone. Stay safe. Enjoy your Memorial Weekend. And we'll catch y'all next time. Take care, everyone.
All right, so I've taken my white paint with my little fan brush here, and let's just see how crazy this goes. This is where I throw paint everywhere. That just kind of gives it an air of legitimacy that it doesn't deserve. You know?
I have Bob Ross the shit out of this painting.